Welcome back to the program. I'm joined now by Wes Brown of Talk Business and Politics, and he has been in the weeds covering medical marijuana this past couple of months, I think. So we're not going to do it.
Ganja puns.
I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
But it has been a busy week, and there was a huge development this past week in the field of medical marijuana was we learned who the 5 cultivation center winners are. And there's some geographic distribution to them that's pretty lopsided. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I would call Tuesday's meeting historic of the Arkansas State Medical Marijuana Commission. They named 5 of the cultivation winners. There were allotment of only 5. There were 95 applicants that applied to be the first companies to grow a medical marijuana in the state of Arkansas. When they came out, there were 5 out of the 5 that winners. 4 of them was in the Arkansas Delta, in counties Jefferson County, Jackson County, and I think Woodruff County. So all of those 4 of those pot-growing greenhouses or facilities are going to be in those cities, and it could mean some economic development for those communities because these operations, from what I hear from people in Colorado and other states where you have legal marijuana or medical use marijuana, these are big operations where they need a lot of water, they need a lot of people, you need professionals, everything from laborers to professionals to carry out the pot. To grow the pot that's going to be supplied to the dispensaries, which will be decided later this year, 40 dispensaries across the state of Arkansas.
Well, real quickly, so you got this distribution of 4 out of the 5 over in the Delta. Is that enough to supply the whole state? Or I mean, I have heard from some sources that they may look at, because I think the law allows them to do 8 cultivation centers.
Yeah, you can up to 8, yeah.
But they limited themselves to 5. Is there a chance we may see some more licenses?
I mean, there's some discussion out there on that, but it has to it has to go back before the medical marijuana board, and then obviously there is some. You only have 1 in Northwest Arkansas. You don't have any in so-called the eastern part of the western part of the state.
Right.
Really, there's not. So you got this distribution, and all of these pot-growing facilities are going to be in a pretty tight square mile area of Jefferson County, Jackson County, and they're all pretty closely tied.
So we speculated before all of this happened, and we even reported on this, the fact that you were going to have potential objections to the awards of those licenses. We've seen it in every single state. There's been some sort of legal objections. But with the state's new sovereign immunity excuse as leveled by the Supreme Court, that really is taken away. And we've seen the Pulaski County courts pretty much yank that or use that defense to throw out a lot of lawsuits against the state of Arkansas. Is there any legal recourse for some of these folks that want to protest?
I think someone's going to test that theory and push it through the courts to see if the courts would throw it out. And if that happens, then obviously there are some, according to the laws, the 24 laws that were written, there are some administrative appeals through the ABC, the Arkansas Beverage Control Board, and through the DFA, but I still don't really know how that would work out on that process either.
Yeah,
So
I'd be curious. All right. So dispensaries are the next kind of frontier that we'll move into.
Right.
I forget the total number that can be awarded. 32.
Up to 32 to 4. It could be 32 companies, but there would be 32 licenses, and it could be up to 40 companies.
I gotcha. Okay. So what will be the process for that? It'll be similar to the scoring process we've seen, but with that many more applicants and that many more licenses to be awarded, this could be even more time consuming. The commissioners said that the piles of, in terms of how much data they have to go through is about the same, because the cultivation application was very voluminous, whereas the dispensaries are less so. But you still have 227 of them to go through and to score those. So it's going to take a while. It probably take 3 or 4 months. And the commissioners admitted at Tuesday night meeting that they were. It was a big job. They were overwhelmed.
And they're part-time workers. So, but one interesting note is that you have these applicants who have cultivation centers, have these cultivational licenses, who are also applying for dispensaries. And obviously, if they had a good application for the cultivation center, they figured something out. You might see some of these same companies that won the license for the pot growing greenhouses to also get dispensary license, and then I think you're really going to see some people upset about that.
Yeah. All right. So last question here, and this is the $64 million question, perhaps, because it could be $64 million in tax revenue eventually. And I see this on my social media feed a lot. When will we see the selling of medical marijuana in Arkansas? When will you be able to go to a dispensary and buy it if you had to look into your crystal ball?
Well, I talked to one of the licensees up in Jonesboro, Natural State Wellness, which is tied to former Attorney General Dustin McDaniel, and they've already immediately started the process.
Planning their cultivation.
Yeah, but one of their representatives said it's going to be a time-consuming process, and they expect, and what I'm hearing from at least the end of 2019 or sometime in 2019, definitely not in 2018. You're not going to see anything, one of these state-of-art pot growing facilities online until 2019.
Okay. He's Wes Brown with Talk Business and Politics. You can catch his stuff every single day at talkbusiness.net, and it's always good stuff, in-depth, thought-provoking, always great stuff. Wes, thank you so much.
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
you. All right. We're back after this word from our sponsors with House Speaker Jeremy Gillum and Senate President Jonathan Dismang. We're back right after this.